So here we are, and as I said in my season 6 review, that I was going to blast through both season 7 and season 8. So I saw them both, and so I'm going to talk about them both. So you may consider this as my final review of Game of Thrones. Well, starting off with season 7, I didn't think it was as bad as people have been saying. I did enjoy it quite a bit, but I did notice that it was ignoring a lot of plot elements that were revealed, especially important plot twists that I thought were going to lead to something major, which oddly enough never did. I thought it might be readdressed in season 8, which it never was, which I found rather surprising. But I didn't have too many problems with season 7, except for the fact that it did ignore a few plot elements, but otherwise a fun watch. But that kind of bothered me. But in regards to season 8, I'm going to go into spoilers shortly, but to give you my opinion in a non spoiler fashion, well, a certain revelation at the finale kind of rendered one particular story arc completely worthless. And everything revealed in the story arc is never explored ever again. Not through season 7 or 8. And now to give a different opinion, of course, I'm going to give away spoilers. That's your warning if you haven't seen the show or haven't seen the show up to season 7 or 8. Well, in regards to the final reveal that Bran Stark is now officially the king and now sits on the Iron Throne ruling over the 6 kingdoms, I thought that was dumb. In regards to his story arc, it has basically rendered his entire journey that he went through ever since the start completely worthless. And of course, he was my least favorite character because I didn't really think much of him. His story arc in season 6 went by a little bit fast in the beginning, but overall, his story arc, which of course revealed the true identity of Jon Snow being Aegon Targaryen, the rightful heir to the Iron Throne, which put him and Daenerys a bit at odds. And in regards to Daenerys finally losing her cookies and completely torching King's Landing, that didn't bother me as much. It just happened a little fast. I could kind of like predict in the back of my mind that it was going to happen, especially when Tyrion made her promise not to continue to attack King's Landing as soon as they start ringing the bells, signaling their surrender. But I didn't think she was going to lose her mind. I thought she was going to be, okay, screw it. I'm going to continue attacking because I want to conquer King's Landing. Not go completely loopy and just fry everybody in the streets, including the very same people she set out to save. And my overall opinion about season 8 is actually a mixed bag for me. I didn't hate the season. It's just that after, let's say, the whole story with the Night King was said and done, after that, things kind of didn't exactly fall apart. They just started happening a little too fast. It's like, whoa, son. Oddly enough, my complaint about season 6 is that certain things didn't happen fast enough. Here in season 8, now things were happening too fast. And in regards to the other characters, especially the Night King, I realized something that about the Night King throughout the series. They never really did much with him in this series. He was more of a presence in this series more than a character. And at one time, I think it was at the end of season 2, they actually teased something that might possibly happen with the Night King and the Night Walkers in the following season, which was season 3. And once season 3 got started, they barely even went back to the Night Walkers. That cliffhanger ending at the end of season 2 made me think that more was going to happen. But not that I was disappointed or anything. I was still invested in the other story arcs, especially leading up to the end of season 3, where we had the events take place at the Red Wedding, which I've been referring to as the Royal Wedding all throughout. Forgive me, I got a few names mixed up in my review sessions. Overall, I didn't end up hating this series, or I didn't feel as disappointed with this series as with many other series, which start off great and continue to be great for a while, and then you come to the final season, and it's like this epic decline in quality and acting, like we've seen many times. It remained a great experience for me. However, the most disappointing episode really was the very last episode where everything comes together and all. That episode was a bit, I don't know, stretched, to say the least, because as soon as the episode starts, we see the aftermath of what happened when Daenerys decided to attack King's Landing, despite them ringing the bell signaling their surrender. The episode stretches so long, I didn't exactly understand its runtime because the final 5 episodes of season 8 were each about 75 minutes long. With some of these episodes, I didn't exactly understand this runtime because they felt like they dragged on for a bit too long, especially the final episode. Because most of what happens is basically the characters walking around in the town, looking at the aftermath. It takes exactly 20 minutes, give or take, before the first line of dialogue is even spoken in this episode. And, of course, leading up to our big reveal is like, part of me can't believe that Bran Stark is now the king, rendering, like I said, his entire story arc completely pointless. Of course, it is in this story arc that we find out the true identity of Jon Snow. That led to absolutely nowhere. And one of the, I wouldn't say a major disappointment, but kind of like a disappointment, is the fact that Jon Snow never got to battle the Night King. He was in fact taken out by Arya Stark. Pardon me for spoiling that, but I might have saved you the disappointment. In the end, I still think of Game of Thrones as a terrific series. It doesn't have that epic decline that most series have when they reach their final seasons. I would still recommend this to new fans. Of course, we have a couple of spin-off series in the works. Later this year, or later in 2021 around December, they're going to be releasing the prequel series, House of the Dragon. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. I'm sure it's going to be good. And I leave you with my final grade, or my final score of Game of Thrones, which is 8 out of 10. And until next time, I wish you folks well and good health. And stay safe so I can check you guys later.